Hey everyone, it is Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I'm great. Been working ahead today, and I'm going to promise you this. Monday is always Life of Fitz day during the summer. We're coming down to the end of this summer, so there's only so many episodes left. And today we released one, and next week we'll release another. Remember this outfit, this topic, and all the topics to follow throughout this week as I head out on vacation. Thank you to my guest that it's appearing next Monday for setting this all in motion. You'll understand eventually. Like, you do understand I need you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I don't think you fully grasp that if you're not. It's who I am. It's all I've got. And by you not subscribing, I feel lonely. Okay, on with this. My guest in a week, Joe Tillery, asked me, what am I looking forward to the most in Ireland? Of course, that's coming up fast, guys. I mean, we're like a month away from the game, let alone the actual travel. We leave a week early because you got to get it all in because the game then marks the start of football season. I got to get back to cover another game. What am I looking forward to the most? You know, to feel like I'm home again. Isn't that weird? I'm Irish. We got a little German in us. It tends to make the Fitzgeralds want to invade bars. But we're mostly Irish. In fact, we've tried to trace our roots back. We're so Irish. Our great-grandfather named James Fitzgerald, was a great, came over in the 19th century. Well, there was a lot of James Fitzgeralds coming over. No, I'm not going to try to track down my history and figure out who exactly was my relative that grew up in the south of Ireland. That's not at all what I'm doing. But I've had people tell me that when you get back to Ireland, where your genetics were rooted, you feel it. There's something about that land. Everyone's always said Ireland's a little mystical and magical and leprechauns and all that. That there's something about the land. Hokey, I know. But I am looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting out in the countryside, going to the cliffs of Moher. I wish I had time to do more travel. But just basically be in Ireland is the feature of going to the game. I'm going to be real honest. If this game was in Brazil or Belgium, I don't know that we would go through the expense of covering it. My colleague at Iowa State, Alec, is not doing it. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's just one game that's very expensive to cover. But this is Ireland. And we're going to go over there. We're going to cover the game the right way. We're going to do it all right. We're setting up tours. We're planning our Guinness tour. And mostly just sitting at a bar, having a pint, and talking to people seems like exactly what I want to do when I go to Ireland. There's something else I want to do. I don't really have any control over this. I'd really like to cover a victory. And while I just made a video about the world isn't over if a team doesn't win this, whether it's K-State or Iowa State, someone's going to lose. The season is just starting. But I think we all agree it'd be better if they won. Thanks, Joe, for the topic. I'm going home. And home is Ireland. I hope they don't kick me out after a week. It's entirely possible.